So NASA wants us to believe that they went to the moon. Yeah. I just thought if you were going to go to the moon, maybe you should actually go to the moon. Like, how do you explain this?
So I'm going to give you another reason why they're lying about the shape of the Earth. It's actually for legal reasons. So there's something called divine law, and then right under that there's common law, and then right under that there's statute law or admiral maritime law. Divine law is the law of God, common law is the law of the land, and admiral maritime law is the law of the sea or man's law. Admiral maritime law is the law of the court system. So in order for people to give up their divine rights and their common rights, then you have to convince them that they were not divinely created, that they do not live in a divinely created place. Hence the globe lie. If you can get people to believe that they were accidentally brought into existence by a big bang, and it is a total random happenstance phenomenon where there is no God, then they are more likely to give over their divine rights and their common law rights. So if everybody knows that they were actually created by God, then these man-made institutions, these court systems and things like that, they have absolutely no authority over the common people.
If you could have me for 24 hours and I couldn't say no, what would we do?
I would throw you down on my couch and have long, deep, intimate conversations about how NASA lies. Earth is flat and stationary. Water always finds its level, and it doesn't stick to spinning balls. Cheers!
Y'all know what an anagram is? NASA's just an anagram for Satan, minus the T. That's why they say T minus before they shoot the rocket. I'm triggered. Don't care.
So I've been getting older lately. It's my birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. One more year on this disc, this body of water and land surrounded by Antarctica. I want to thank my dad and I want to thank my mom and my sister for giving birth to me. Have you ever tried to pour water onto a globe? It rolls off. Try pouring water onto a plate, because that's what the Earth is shaped like.
You're a flat earther?
Hey, whoa, Captain. Didn't see you there, bud. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they look a little faker than most images we do. I didn't do these personally. I can get in touch with Robert Simmons, see if he can throw some clouds on there for you. He's up, buddy.
The Earth is ringed by two zones of high-energy particles. These areas are now called the Van Allen radiation belts in honor of the physicists whose work led to their discovery. The existence of the Earth's radiation belts presents a very serious hazard to future space travel. What is the intensity of this radiation? What does it consist of? How much shielding will the first space travelers need in order to penetrate these deadly areas of radiation safely?
Alright, in this video, the sun and the moon are straight across from each other. The Earth's not in between them. So you tell me how this moon is not full. The moon's supposed to be a reflection of the sun, supposedly.
The edge of the world. How does it look like? Many people who have been indoctrinated by the globe Earth theory, brainwashed by the modern science concept of cosmology, will always asking the same question. If the Earth was flat, where's the edge of the Earth then? Talking about the edge of the world is not like we're talking about the idea of the world we know today, the world which full of fraudulence and propagandas. If we look back to the earlier age of human history, our ancestors in many cultures spread throughout the entire world, speaking and depicting the Earth as an enclosed environment system with a dome above the Earth. This cosmological concept of the universe was well preserved for thousands of years, until some Roman scholars made a counter-theory of the well-known geocentric cosmology, known as the heliocentric model of the universe. This paganic concept of sun-worshipping ideas was referring to the ancient Egyptian cultures, which put the sun god Ra as their god amongst any other gods such as Horus, Osiris, and Isis. The heliocentric model of the universe was willing to put the real God aside and replace him with another god's, the sun god. They couldn't remove the real God if the earth was indeed the center of the universe, or the geocentric concept, and so they made the sun as the center of the universe. So, if the worldwide cosmological concept, or the heliocentric concept still used for every education, explorations, and mapping, we couldn't get the chance to explore far beyond Antarctica. Furthermore, finding the edge of the world is highly unlikely achieved. Unless we work together as people power and go against the mainstream science and media to change this paganic concept of the universe and put back Earth as the center of the universe as the Holy Scriptures mentioned. Until then, we would know how the edge of the Earth looked like.
The Bible has 240 verses about flat Earth, which is a flat, round, stationary Earth with a firmament over it. There is zero anywhere, any scripture, anything that talks about a round flying globe in space. Make it make sense. Okay. Now, you want to believe it because NASA showed you a picture of a round globe, which the person who made those pictures said, no, they are photoshopped. I had to Photoshop them. What else was I going to do? Let me just show you.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
While the Earth travels around the sun's over here. So then we're traveling around the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the whole solar system is going inside the Milky Way at speeds of 490,000 miles per hour. So mind you, we're doing all this right now. Okay. And finally, the entire Milky Way galaxy is starring through infinite space at over 1 million miles per hour. Whoa, I think I could feel it. Oops. Every single experiment ever conducted to only show us, to prove the mere little spin of the Earth has failed. Every single experiment has failed. And on top of that, NASA said on numerous occasions, which you can go on their website and see as well, said that we are unable to go beyond low Earth orbit, LEO, okay, which is between 99 miles and 1,200 miles away. Yet the moon is 238,000 miles away, which is a difference of 236,800 miles away from us. How did someone go to the moon then? You just said we couldn't. Okay.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest. It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
So Isaac Newton, the way he even came up with gravity was because an apple fell out of a tree and they were stunned. And instead of him explaining it and saying, oh, maybe because the apple is denser, heavier than the air, so it would fall. No, his explanation was, it's a force at the center of a spinning ball Earth that pulled it to the ground.
You have no idea. Okay, next question.
I don't know.
Nobody in the entire world knows why that falls.
So what is pushing this?
Here. Why does that fall?
Newton didn't know.
We can describe it pretty accurately, but no one knows why.
We can describe gravity. We can say what it does to other things. We can measure it, predict with it.
I don't need a computer to get a kid interested in that. To spend a week playing with gravity and trying to understand it and come up with reasons why.
So what is pushing this?
I don't know.
Nobody knows why.
So Newton simply threw his hands up and said, I don't know. So I'm going to invent something called gravitational pull.
Had zero evidence to back it up. And 99% of all the scientists and people during that era when he was saying this disagreed with him. He actually got highly criticized for it. And what did they say here? And quote, they said, he's introducing occult agencies into the field of science. Even they were saying that. But of course, we're still going to believe gravity is real because he said so. And you also have to remember that the reason why it's being taught in schools and why it's so highly real is because he was very popular at those times. And he also was involved in an organization that runs the world, that still run the world to this day, which you should probably look into too. But moving on. So for them to run with this globe theory, they needed a force to keep everything in place. But a force that was strong enough to keep all the oceans stuck on Earth, but weak enough not to sink the sailboats. Okay. Strong enough to bring the entire atmosphere at the breakneck speed, but weak enough to let birds and bugs and everything fly in every directions that they want to fly in. A force so strong that it could make rain fall upwards. Because think about it, rain's technically falling upwards, right? And plants grow upside down. But so weak that it still has buildings like the CN Tower standing high. No, the CN Tower would have to eventually sideways go down with the gravity. It doesn't make sense. The natural laws of density and buoyancy literally just makes our whole world make sense. You don't need gravity. Gravity is not real. First of all, have you guys even Googled gravity? Nobody can explain gravity. Not scientists, not nobody. It's just a mythical creature that this Isaac guy made up and pulled it out of his ass because a tree fell from, like, come on. So, for example, the reason why a helium balloon rises up and a regular air-filled balloon goes down is because air is made out of nitrogen and oxygen. Meanwhile, helium isn't. Helium is lighter than air. So of course, helium will go up and anything with air will go down. Heavy stuff fall down. Light stuff go up because we're flat. Like, it's just, use your own brain. You don't need anything else but your brain. Newton started his theory about universal gravitation, which he used to explain orbiting celestial bodies. Newton claimed that the sun, the earth, the moon, the planets, and stars, so gravity caused them all to orbit around the most massive nearby bodies. So not only was gravity selective about which objects it caused to fall and which objects it allowed to rise, gravity was also able to perform different functions on different scales. Because people, buildings, and oceans, it caused to stick to the earth. While on the planetary scale, gravity allegedly caused moons to orbit around planets and planets to orbit around stars. But the question is, how and why would gravity cause planets to orbit the sun and people to stick to the earth? Gravity should either cause people to float around in suspended circular orbits around the earth, or it should cause the earth, moon, and planets to be pulled and crash into the sun. So he's using gravity in both cases, but it's doing the complete opposite thing. Oh, so maybe gravity has many functions and it can do many things. Then again, it is invisible and nobody knows what it is and it's never been proven and we don't need it and we live without it because we live on a flat surface. Just, bro, do your research. And if you're going to do your research, do not use Google. At the very least, you can use TikTok. But like, just, bro, come on. Come on. It's so easy. It's so easy. And another thing, water. Water needs to be leveled. No matter what, water cannot stick to anything. It will fall off. Whether it's in a cup, no matter how big the cup is, it will level itself. Whether it's a pool, whatever it is. But now all of a sudden we have to be retards and we have to be stupid enough to believe that water is just going to stick to a ball because of gravity. Don't even get me started on curvature. Nobody has ever seen the Earth's curvature. Nowhere. The only place we've ever seen it are those CGI pictures from NASA, from movies, and that's about it. So I'm going to show you about, I think it's 30 pilots telling us that they have never, no matter what distance they're going, they have never had to turn. They're always like this, whether it's this way, whether it's this way. They have never curved because there's no curvature on Earth. There is none. It's a lie. And Think about it like this. No matter how far you are, whether you're in Niagara or wherever you are, how many miles away, you can always see the CN Tower skyline. At some point, shouldn't the earth be curving and us not be able to see any standing buildings? No, no matter where you are, you will see the skyline of anywhere. Make it make sense. Do you guys know who Wernher von Braun is? Well, he's the one who makes rocket ships. He makes all the rocket technology, all of that. He's actually considered the father of NASA. So when he died, do you know what he wrote on his headstone? He wrote Psalms 19:1, which is, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork." Now you tell me why someone who doesn't believe in the firmament and he can't believe in that if he also believes in outer space, because the firmament prevents us from going to outer space. So exactly why would he write that on his headstone before he died? Because he had nothing to lose, and he said the truth before he left. We all know that rocket ships don't have an off button, they don't have a curve button, they just go straight up into space, right? Okay. So just enjoy these little videos, and I'm going to show you of actual experiments of rocket ships and the part they don't show you. And also, just to let you guys know, this video has only been about the facts that you guys already know. This is what NASA tells you. This is what is just a known fact. So my next video is going to be about my actual opinions and like actual things. But if you research into flat Earth and you still don't believe it, then your MK Ultra mind control is beyond fixing, and that's very unfortunate. And you just have to be a buffoon at this point to still believe it. And I mean, I'm not knocking anyone, but like, shit, it is what it is. Apparently, the sun is 92 million miles away. I want you to just go outside and go look at the sun. And you tell me that that's 92 million miles away. Oh, wait, your eyes are lying to you because NASA. And on top of that, if the sun actually was in outer space 92 million miles away, we wouldn't have angled sun rays. It would just have to be one straight beam coming in, which it is not. Another thing, look at rainbows. Why does a rainbow take the same shape every time? Because it's going to the curvature of the firmament, aka the dome. Like, dude, just use your own eyes, use your own brain, and just come on.
Dear NASA, it's becoming 100% crystal clear that you and the other space programs that are in operation are connected and are deceiving the entire world. More and more people are waking up every single day, and we are now able to see right through you. But what we really want to know is, why are you lying? Sincerely, me and the great people of this earth.